Welcome back to this already the final segment of today's Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. My good friend, Charles Alvarez. He's with Cornerstone Business Academy. He is a sales and marketing consultant extraordinaire and a great friend of this program. Someone I've relied on and have been delighted to work with to build my businesses, and we're always recommended without reservation. I'm kind of a walking billboard for Charles. Charles, welcome to the program. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Good. Kind of tell us a little more about Cornerstone Business Academy. Then introduce us to your guest today.
Well, Cornerstone works with successful technology companies who are having a hard time getting their business to the next level, and they typically generate an additional $6 million of revenue in the next 21 months or less without having to add a single employee. And like many businesses, we're a relationship business, and the person that I have on today, his name is Mark Hershberg with Madison Logic, who actually uses technology to build relationships. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you on. Mark, kind of give us your elevator speech. Tell us what your company's all about.
Sure. Madison Logic is the premier provider of intent data for over 1,000 of the top companies in the B2B space, both advertisers and publishers. We're able to gather data across a very extensive network of partners, letting companies do intent-based targeting. And this is a very new way of engaging with their customers that really ups the game for a lot of our customers.
Very good. Charles?
So, Mark, kind of give us more detail on exactly how you go about doing that, because, there are a lot of SEO companies out there. There's a lot of website development companies out there that try to generate leads. What is it about your company, about Madison Logic, that makes it so different and so unique?
Sure. Well, there's two parts to our business. We do have a lead generation business that we've been doing for over 6 years. What we also have is our content consumption marketing system. And with our content consumption, what we do is we track what types of content companies are engaged with across our network. So, for example, suppose you're selling IT solutions. And this is true whether you're a business, an actual provider, or whether you're a publisher in that space. When you first engage with a customer of yours, this person might come online and fill out some type of form. That's going to tell you a little about their interest. Perhaps it's a firewall. The problem is that particular purchase will happen 3 to 6 months down the road. At that point, your information's out of date, and you're not going to get this person to fill out another survey. When you continue to market to this person, you're now marketing with out-of-date data. You're actually annoying the customer by sending them information no longer relevant to them. Using our data, we're watching what these consumers are engaged with, and then we can integrate that with your existing CRM system, with systems like Marketo, Eloqua, Salesforce, and you can use this to be targeting your customers with much more relevant content based on what they're currently interested in. So you can hit them during the buyer's journey and not for a product that they were looking at last year.
Yeah. Mark, by the way, what's your website real quickly?
Our website is www.madisonlogic.com. Madison like Madison Avenue, and logic as in we're very technology-based.
Yeah, I prefer James Madison, but that's all right. Anyway, go ahead there, Charles.
So, Mark, that's very interesting. So kind of give us an idea, give us a story about a recent testimonial or a case study on where you applied your technology to a particular business and what the outcome was and what business challenge you were able to solve for them.
Sure. Mech Labs, a division of Marketing Sherpa, actually just did a write-up on what we were able to do for TeamQuest. The guys at TeamQuest were following a lot of industry best practices. They had marketing automation set up. They were following all the good things you're supposed to do with that. Still, they felt that the response they were getting wasn't as good as it could be. So they came to us, and we were able to apply our intent data from our network to their marketing automation. Once we did that, they saw their B2B email campaigns. The click-through rate shot up by nearly 250%. The forwarding rate shot up over 400%. So they saw amazing returns just by taking our data, putting it into their existing tools.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the size and types of companies that are within your sweet spot, if you will.
They range. Some of our companies are the large names that you've heard of. On the marketing side, we have companies like IBM, EMC, SunGard, GE Healthcare, so all the big names that you know. On the publishing side, we have companies like Forbes, SourceForge, UBM Tech, Incisive Media. These are some of the premier names in our network. But we run up and down the scale. We have plenty of companies that are more mid-size, both on the publishing side and on the marketing side.
Very good, very good. Charles?
So what would your advice to be to companies of that size, or, that you are targeting, that are, frustrated with their email campaign? They've been told to automate all that stuff with, say, Infusionsoft or Content Active and, the famous drip campaign. What would your advice be to them that are not getting the types of click-through rates and the type of forwarding rates that they would ideally prefer?
The reality is your marketing database gets very stale because your customers are not engaging with you and updating information about what their interests are, unless you have some unique type of website. So you need to find a way to get that information back into your CRM. And one thing that our tool does in particular is we do it across our network. So even companies that are good at getting this information from their customers, they're typically only doing it directly as first-party data when they're engaging with their customers either on their website or through their drip campaigns. Using a tool like ours, they're getting it across the network, and so you're finding out information that otherwise won't be available to you. So my advice, whether you're using our tool or someone else's, find a way to get relevant, timely information on what your customers care about, because if you're not targeting based on that, then you're probably annoying your customers.
Let me ask you, in terms of the size of your business and the history of your business, real quickly, kind of give me an overview of that.
Sure. We've been in this business for 6 years, and our founders actually have been in this business for even longer, for well over a decade. So it's a space we know and we understand very well. And we're based here in Manhattan, but also have offices in California, London, and Boston. Very
good. Charles?
So if somebody wanted to, take the first step, what would kind of tell me about what the steps would be? What types of business challenges should they be facing right now? And what is the very first step that y'all would take with somebody who is interested in doing business with y'all?
If they're interested in our content consumption monitoring, they can come to us, talk about what their challenges are, and we can take a look with them and figure out whether our data is going to be relevant and useful for them. This can apply if you're a marketing company and you've got an existing database and want to figure out how to re-engage that database. Certainly if you don't have a database, our lead gen offering can help you build that up. But assuming you have one, what we can do is figure out how do we revitalize that database? Because, again, much of the information you probably have is stale. If you're a publisher, you have similar problems. You're not selling the product directly, but you have a stale database, and you want to figure out how do we engage our customers with relevant information. So we can take a look there, marry our data to yours by integrating with your CRM system, and then find a way to give you similar types of uplift.
Very good. We're fixing to have to wrap it up. By the way, go ahead and give your website one more time, Mark.
It is www.madisonlogic.com.
Charles, final thoughts and your website?
Final thoughts is this team that Mark has is really phenomenal. This guy studied at a very, low-key and very not well-known college at all called MIT. That stands for Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So these people are technologists at its best. They really can take the information that you have and really make it come alive and really make sure that you're in front of your target customer at the right time. So highly recommend them. My website is cornerstonebusinessacademy.com.
Thanks to both of you gentlemen. It was a great show. Enjoyed being with you so much and enjoyed being with our audience. By the way, best content here shows up over there at usdatareview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. You've been listening to The Price of Business. Have a great day and spend it right here.